by the end of the year, because we've got Thanksgiving at this meeting.
Well, and that was something I wanted to discuss too. We've got a meeting on the fourth Thursday, which is Thanksgiving. Why don't we move it to the 29th and have on the fifth one, so we can get a second meeting in on the month? And we can talk about it possibly then. We'll all be in a festive mood.
I think you're gonna need more than just an hour. You're gonna have the law department here, and you're gonna have the planner here.
Schedule a meeting.
We need to schedule a separate meeting, like
Okay.
for finance.
Well, we schedule a meeting for the 29th then, just for that.
15th, yeah, absolutely, whatever you guys want to do, any Thursday.
They want to close the 29th at 7?
I'll do the 29th at 7.
We're doing a,
29th at 7 for the sign ordinance.
okay, and that's gonna be just all
Just
of you?
signs. Yeah.
No, just council?
I think we're gonna have other people, aren't we?
Well, you
Well,
want to
yeah,
apply,
well-
maybe you can get the planners, Mr.
Well,
Hardy.
We need Brian France, we need law department, and perhaps we can bring in some other testimony from communities, because there is case law against messing with the plot, let alone moving.
Well, I'd like to see I'll look at the Painesville stuff. You say Painesville is outlawed all electronic signs?
Yeah, I'll show you. It's, you know.
And how long has that been in the books?
Again, I don't want to end up with 20, 30 signs in the city.
No.
That's easy to consider.
That's a deal.
Because one of
That's a
the,
deal.
you know, it's been mentioned on the planning commission, if it's allowed by the ordinance, I'll approve it. But the whole thing is, it's a situation
So
where
there's rubber
if you're
stamping
going
and
to allow electronic signs in the city, that doesn't allow simple approval of the ordinance. You have to do some planning. And the planning commission, with this authority, has the ability to make choices based on aesthetics and community values and what we want our community to look like.
I'm good with this then, absolutely.
You have a deal, and we have various people on that planning commission representing various facets of the industry. Some are builders, some are planners, some are engineers. So we get a diverse opinion of this subject, and that's why voting no, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Will another one go up before we resolve this? I promise you, we won't consider it. Done.
Comes to council.
Moving on to 74, 2012, the senior snowplow. I know we left a blank in there because we were trying to decide at what level we wanted to put that at. Do we have a number yet in mind?
And I don't know if anybody's seen that, newsletter had an article, and like for example, Northfield, they have a filing fee for all the seniors, and it's all seniors 65 plus get snow plowing as a service for being a senior and living near all the years and things like that. But they charge them $35 for a filing fee. But I was just wondering, did anybody else see that article? It was pretty interesting. They had a big write-up on it.
I didn't see it, but if we're giving it to people that certify for a certain amount of income, I don't want to charge people.
Well, it's just something nice to do for the seniors 65.
I guess I'd rather do it for them all. as
Right,
opposed
that's
to-
what they're doing.
I know, but we're gonna, same with the garbage pickup, do it for now or do it for all.
Finance department figures. Got it.
No, I gave the summary last meeting, and we were at the very low 50% category, and I didn't know if council, I mean, they can move it up. These are the categories: low 80%, very low 50%, and extremely low 30%.
We've always followed the middle. We've
Right.
never followed the very low.
I think we should continue at the middle. I mean, to go to the very high is a 1/3 increase. For a two-person income, you're putting them up to 42,000. We don't have any idea of the financial impact that's going to be to this program, do we?
No, it can't predict how many people would sign up.
Which I think is dangerous. If you want to go maybe, 50% plus a couple thousand because you want to, you're worried about people right on the cutoff.
You want to have a special meeting for this, Mr. Engel?
No, I don't.
Well, the problem is, every time you push it, it's inevitable, you're gonna have another person cut off.
I know, so I say we stick at the middle level.
Well, at the middle level, they also have a chance to appeal.
Right. And let the mayor
use his discretion, I'm not gonna.
I mean, there's people who appeal because of very tough circumstances. If that's okay, then if people can appeal, we'll be fine. Mike, are you all right with that?
Are you okay with it, Mike?
I want to bring more people into the.
What, can you talk?
I can talk. What do you want?
Are you okay with that, Mike? Since you're the senior citizen leader.
Oh, you're gonna give it to everybody?
Pardon?
You're giving it to everybody?
No,
No,
Why?
you hear what Mr. Engel said.
We're raising the guidelines.
How you gonna raise it?
We're gonna be up above 26,000.
What?
32,000.
no, right now we're talking about 23 and 26.
26,000, Mike.
For a
Right.
two-person.
Right.
Income
That's good.
total.
It's over 10% more, so
Let's do that, though.
Okay.
All right.
see what happens. Because that was the intent. The
Like
intent
you
was
was
to
to
raise
raise
it.
What is it, how much more?
10%.
So, I mean, what's the rate gonna be though?
Well, it's gonna be 23.3
Wait,
for one person,
23.3 for one.
26.6 for two. Mike, you want to keep that? I think you might have to make it amended.
I was gonna ask Jim, is there, I can't remember, is there a filing fee that they have to do?
No,
There's no
no,
filing
no.
fee, like, okay.
All right, moving on to ordinance 75. This is the wireless
Who's doing that one? I'm
handset.
sorry, is that Mike's?
That's Mike's. Wireless handset, text message. We're at third reading on that. Anyone uncomfortable with the third reading?
No.
Who had that last, do you know?
I can't remember, I did.
Rita, it's yours. Ordinance 76, it's the third reading for the MOP agreement with Arlington Valley Farms.
One of the principals here is Mr. Brenton Lincoln, he's here if you wanted to discuss anything at this point.
I'll do that on the floor.
Yeah.
Dave, that's yours.
Okay. Third reading.
Good to see you,
We're
Mike.
gonna let you talk on the floor, is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
That
Introduce
way,
yourself, tell us what the program is, and
Sure.
You're gonna be on TV for everybody to see, so.
Excellent. I don't know how photogenic I am, but I'll give it my
Let's get your
best.
back, so
yeah,
you
the camera's pretty bad, so
Brilliant,
there won't be
right.
any problem.
Ordinance 77, the cost of living increase for the mayor in the next term, third reading.
Aren't we gonna,
I think that this should be pulled off the table, and we should have a discussion about this, similar to the discussion we're having about signs. I'm not going to approve any salary increases for any positions until we settle the situation with the 0.25% income tax. And I can't be a party,
What's the situation with the 0.25% expiring?
it's going to expire.
Right, that's the end of it.
Well, now I'm hearing from some council people, Rita felt that maybe it might be a good idea to carry it on, that we put it in front of the voters again. So I'm not totally sure that we have, I'm not prepared to give anybody a 30% wage increase and at the same time just having recently increased their taxes and prior to that, charging them rubbish fees.
But we've also given extended insurance to council, we've extended benefits to our discounts at rec center. Are we gonna repeal those too?
No,
Well,
But I am not-
it seems
but
like
we
we're
didn't-
changing the horse in the middle of the
no,
water.
we didn't. No. If
We're
we
changing the
are,
horse in the middle of the river.
no, what we're doing is we are not giving wage increases to people. I'm not gonna vote for it because I'm not gonna give wage increases to people.
So you're not gonna vote for any union increases or anything?
Not for these positions, I'm talking about elected positions.
I think the mayor's increase should go up next term, but I don't think that high, that much. I think it's something we should just talk about and see where our,
Well, the problem is, this is never, ever, I don't care what the economic circumstances are, it's never gonna be a good thing to do this. It needs to be put in so that it happens, maybe it's a percentage off the unions or something. And right now, there's no mechanism except for us to say, yes, do it, and we're gonna be hated and voted out of office, but who else is gonna do that? We need to put a mechanism in there so that it's done automatically, so we don't ever have to worry about it again, or it's done.
Maybe not saying she's not willing.
If
No, no, I know.
If I may be
She's not
clear,
gonna
smaller. Allow me to talk, please. Rita did this assessment of, surrounding communities, which kind of was what brought this on. So in the ordinance, it also states that we'll never have to deal with this again because
That's what I want.
it's done. This will never be a problem of any council again. How many times have we sat around a table and argued about what the compensation for the mayor should be? This finalized it. It will never be talked about again. Rita did the study, proves everything that you need to know.
Well, I did the study because this was brought in front of me to vote on, so I'm gonna study the other communities and get a rate out there because I have to vote on something. I just think that going from 55,000 to 70,000 is high, and I understand that's not till 3 years. So we gotta do the math.
Yeah, but
And that's the problem, is it
hasn't
had it
changed.
been 2 or 3 every year, what is that, what you said, 2%?
Can I just interject something? Historically, in years past, when the ordinances were prepared, there was an increase in the ordinance per year. So in the old days, when the mayor made, let's see, 14 grand, the next year it went up to 16 grand, next year, but the ordinance stipulated that.
Right.
So you knew going out 4, 5, 6 years what it was going to be. That's how it was historically. I don't know the rationale, truly, I do not know the rationale, when the mayor's position went from full-time, went from part-time, the part-time mayor was making $28,000. It then went up to $50,000 for a 3-year period, and then in the 4th year, it went to 55, and it has remained at 55.
And I think it's 12 years.
Right, and that's.
It's 8
this-
years.
this
It's
adjustment-
8 years at
this
55.
adjustment, while it is a big adjustment, it's front-loaded, let's divide it up or something, but then it, like Nick says, it accomplishes what I'm talking about, if you don't have, it's built into it.
It'll never be a
If Rita's suggesting a different number, what is it?
Well, yeah,
I-
exactly.
I mean, I don't know, I was looking at like maybe 65 and then doing the percentage, like she's talking about doing a percentage every year or every 2 years, so it's all automatically
That's in
a
there.
renewal, right, I know that.
So, make
But
the
I'm just
amendment.
saying 70,000 off the bat is just, to me, it's just too high.
Make the
Well,
amendment
it's
for
a
Then
big
$65.
jump.
amend it.
Amended.
We can
Well,
do
I,
that.
I said something like 65.
That
You
sounds
can amend
good.
it.
You're a councilperson, let's just amend it.
So-
and we'll, you know.
Wait a minute, not only does the mayor get $65,000 or $70,000, he gets a company car, he gets the health benefits.
So does
You
council.
know,
We get health benefits.
insurance for
Pardon?
Council gets health benefits, so what's that?
So, it's all part of the compensation package, because if you take a look, health benefits add, along with the pension, they add about 38% to the actual salary that's being paid. So you have to take that number that you're paying the mayor, you have to multiply that times 1.38, and then in addition to that, a company car comes along with it. So you're getting an automobile. On top of that, you're also getting a wireless phone. So you have the ability to get a phone. And I tell you, right now, with the salary as it is at 55, with the company car, with the health benefits, and with the wireless phone, you're looking at one heck of a good deal. Now, if I really thought that the Macedonia's mayor's job was a full-time job, it would be a different story. But it's been said before that the department heads are very integral in running this city. So the point is, gentlemen, if you want to take a look at the mayor's salary, I think that that's a good idea. But to just willy-nilly raise it by, say, $15,000 and say this is it and it's never going to be discussed again, that's simply not going to happen, because other councils are going to have the ability to increase that salary. The reason I'm not going to do it is because, A, we're charging people additional taxes. I'd rather get the mirror that's cracked in one of the restrooms at the rec center fixed than give a salary increase for mayor. Do you know what that means? That means that over 4 years, that we're going to be paying, if we give him a $15,000 increase, that means over a 4-year period that we're going to be paying out $60,000 additional. I just can't justify it. If we, after the tax expires, I think then it's a good idea.
If you can't justify it, I don't know what will ever change your mind.
Let's be clear about this too, though. You're talking about a company car. What do you got, a 95 Crown Vic?
It's about 2004,
And you act like this
2
glamorous
years in office, I use my own vehicle and my own.
I don't know, I wouldn't mind having it.
It's an old cop car.
It's
I
a
wouldn't
cop
even
car.
take it.
You
It's got
slide in the back when
95.
you're
So
in the
what?
back seat.
We
I
need
So
to move
what?
on, we can take the amendment on the floor if you'd like
No,
to.
I'm just saying that,
I see
I
the
think we
mayor
should
as
hold
a
this,
coach, like a baseball coach. Here he is making $1 million and he's supervising guys that make 15.
I think we should hold this at 2 and
Is it a
continue
full-time
to
job?
talk about it.
Yes, it is, and there's 1,000 decisions a day, so I would say pay the mayor by the decision or the time he's
We have a
involved
$20
with
million
it.
budget? What's our budget here?
It would have to be,
So the situation is the people he supervised all make more than him. Now, that's a different issue, because I got a problem with all them making that much money. But the point is, if you're gonna give the mayor a pay based on equality with the other cities and the amount of hours put in, then you have to look at apples and apples. That's all, I don't think we're doing that.
I think we ought to, like Rita says, just hold it at 2 and come back to it.
I think we should stop delaying the agony because, you
Well,
know, as we're all very well
Then
aware,
let's stop
you know,
delaying the
I'm the one
agony.
getting attacked here because of this. And, you know, we talked about this for 5 years.
Nick,
Let's
Nick,
get it
you
in.
pointed out to
be
me
done.
that you want to run for mayor in 3 years and that you want to see the salary up. So
Okay,
I'm
that
pointing
is not what
out,
I said to you.
No,
That is so
okay.
false, it's ridiculous.
No.
What I said to you, and I'm
so
gonna
you're not
say,
going to run for mayor
I'm
in
gonna
3
say
years?
this publicly. What I said to you was, if it was you and I would beat you.
No. What you said was is that you need
Let's
to.
be clear. There's the
Well, if it
comment.
was David, if you
Quit
David
talking
would-
politics and getting something settled
Huh?
there.
Hold on. Yeah, and that's why you run, that's why you told me.
I
you
have
wanna
never
run for
said
mayor
at
and
any
you need
point I
more
was
money.
running for mayor. Has it crossed my mind? Sure. But it
You're
doesn't
gonna
mean
run
I'm
for
doing
mayor in
it.
3 years?
I have no idea. 3 years is a
So,
long
you
time.
told me you're gonna run for mayor in 3 years.
I did
You're
not
gonna get
tell
the
you that. So
$15,000.
false, it's disgusting.
No.
Moving on.
Am I gonna run? Oh, yeah, I'll run. I'll split the vote then, like I did last time.
Can we move on to the next
What
topic?
are we gonna do? Are we gonna leave
I
it
say you're
at 2?
gonna agree.
to the 3 and see what happens. If you want to amend it, we'll amend it.
Amended.
So when you,